I just woke up like 5 minutes ago. I had a crazy dream that made me think. Ever truly wondered why there's so much suffering in this realm? Ever truly wondered why there's so much suffering in this realm? Or you think that suffering is necessary? Ever truly wondered why you suffered in your life? I think as sentient beings, we know if we suffer because we made mistakes and we're supposed to learn from our mistakes. But sometimes we suffer not because we made mistakes. It seems as if something wanted us to suffer. Ever wondered why your pets suffer? Why your parents suffer? Your friends suffer? Stranger that you met today in a bus, why they suffer? Ever wondered? Do you honestly think that suffering is necessary? Suffering is necessary for growth. If we weren't suffering, we wouldn't be growing. Yes, we do grow. Sometimes after suffering a lot. But does that mean that it is impossible to grow if you do not suffer? When you think about the way that things work in this realm, I think there's only one conclusion to make. Everything is about the production of Loosh. People are born so that they will produce Loosh. The relationships that we have with people, friendships, romantic relationships, the relationship that we have with our parents, relationships that we have with our co-workers, the relationship that we have with our pets. It's all about Loosh production. The problems that you have with your boss, Loosh production. Like, why are you even supposed to be having problems with your boss? There's a co-worker who doesn't like you, always gossiping about you for no apparent reason. They don't want things to go well for you. You know they don't like you. And they're trying to recruit everyone. Yeah, you must not like that person. That person is nasty. Hey, that person doesn't dress well. Hey, that person doesn't like anyone here. That person is selfish. Hey, that person didn't greet you today. Did you see? They didn't greet you today? It's all about Loosh production, bro. Why are people jealous? Why do people have to get jealous? Think about it. Ask yourself that. Why is jealousy necessary? Why? Like, what can we possibly gain from feeling jealous? Everything is about Loosh production because people cannot even control their own jealousy. There's something that my mom said the other day that I felt was interesting. In fact, I'm the one who actually brought it to her attention. I was like, I hate it when we're at church and then maybe someone, like a parent, decides to give a testimony. They stand in front of us and then start talking about their child. Like, my child has performed so well at school. We had this problem, we have that problem, but my child is God helped my child to perform well at school. My child got 7 distinctions. My child just bought a car. If you don't know how things were at home, you'd not understand why that really means a lot to me and to my child. Like stand in front of people and actually brag. So I told my mom that I don't like that at all, and she was. The reason why I was telling her is because something good has happened. I don't remember what happened, but something good happened in my life at the time, and I was like, I don't want you to be talking to anyone about my life, because I know you guys talk like parents. You talk about your children for some reason. She was like, when I'm with my friends, I never ever talk about you, ever. Like I don't. Even when you are at school. Even when things were going very well for you, I would never ever talk about you. Like people do ask me questions about you, I don't talk about you. I was like, you want, and then she said, the reason why I don't talk about you is because I know that people cannot control their jealousy. Like sometimes we are purposely making people jealous. Like why brag? Okay, yes, your son just bought a car, so why are you telling us? Human beings are jealous. You know what I mean? They're gonna think about, other parents are gonna think about their children and be like, my child is still suffering, or my child is smoking a lot and they're not doing anything. Like you're just making them feel bad about their own lives, basically, and you don't even realize that that's exactly what you're doing. So I try my best not to talk about my achievements, because I don't want to make other people feel jealous, because I know that we can't control our jealousy. We just feel jealous. It's not like you can choose, like, okay, I feel jealous and I don't want to feel jealous, so let me remove my jealousy. No, it doesn't work that way. So ask yourself, why do we feel jealous? It's all about lose production. Because when people are jealous, they do bad things, right? So not only do they suffer for being jealous, they also cause suffering because they are jealous. It's loose production. They can tell us that, hey, you are here to grow. Hey, you are here to learn how to love one another. How the heck are we going to love one another when love is actually based on what we can benefit from one another? Think about it. We don't even feel anything for those who are at the bottom. Nothing. So how the heck are we going to love one another? It gets to a point where we're just pretending, right? If you are unattractive, no one loves you. They're not mean, they're not cruel, they just don't love you, and nature has made it to be that way. You're not attractive, period. So they don't love you. There's nothing you can do. And what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be bitter, and that's gonna make you more unattractive than you were. You're gonna be angry, that's gonna make you more unattractive than you were. That's gonna make you lose confidence. Electricity went off. That's gonna make you lose confidence, and that's gonna make you more unattractive than you were, right? You're gonna start to hate. That's gonna make you more unattractive than you were. Everything is about loose production. You can still see me, so it's all good. I don't give a damn about no electricity now. We have to do this one. You might end up getting bullied because you're unattractive. Lose production. Then you get angry one day. You lash out on everyone, lose production. Yeah, they end up hating you. Hey, did you see what did you see what he did? I told you there was something wrong with him. Lose production. No understanding whatsoever. Because think about it. If we were here to grow, to become better, wouldn't we be better now? I've been telling y'all that human beings have not improved at all. It's just that the laws have changed. If the laws allowed for the things that were being done in the past to be done and there will be no punishment, we will be doing those things. It's not like well, there's no slavery now because people are so conscious that they realize that slavery was wrong. No, no, no. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that you get arrested if you do some of the horrible things that we used to do in the past. That's it. That's the only reason why we're not doing these things. And that's because the people who are on top are not benefiting when we're doing these things. So they're not allowing these things to happen, because if they allow these things to happen, they will not benefit. So they want to live in the world where we are being controlled. You see? They break their own laws all the time, and we don't even see that. And even when we do see that, they get away with it. In South Africa, the politicians who are on top, they committed a lot of crime. Like, they committed a lot of crime. But no one is arresting them. They're too damn powerful. Someone said jail is for poor people. Like, if you're rich and you end up getting locked up, you would have had to have done like really horrible things, or you might have like really pissed off a lot of people who are powerful, right? Like Puffy. It's either you've done a lot of horrible things that you just can't, you know what I mean? Like, they just can't protect you anymore, or you have pissed off a lot of powerful people, and they're like, okay, that nigga, like, we gotta make an example out of him. That if you're poor, you can get arrested for anything. 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 It's about the money, isn't it? So don't ever think that we have evolved as humans. We haven't evolved. If they had a time machine and they wanted you to go back to 1620, do you really think that you'll be better than the people who lived in the year 1620? Like, like, how would you even be able to prove to them that you're from the future? What do you actually know? Are you more intelligent? Would you be more intelligent than them? Would you even be able to create anything technological just to prove to them that you're from the future? Nothing. You're just like them. So we're not evolving. We're not becoming better. People are as mean as they come. Everyone is just trying to survive. So we cannot love one another. We all know that human beings are kind to those that they have strong feelings for. It's not about them being kind for the sake of being kind. Like, people are mean, bro. Like, you'll be surprised. And that's why at this point, we have to realize that anyone can be an agent, right? Anyone can be an agent. Like, people can be sent to you so that you will produce Loosh. Like, you have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful, because people are as mean as they come, right? People are as mean as they come. They don't care, bro. People are more selfish than they've ever been, because, of course, in a capitalist society, people must be selfish. It's every man for himself, right? It's not like when people had to work together to make things happen. Now every person is working for themselves. You can literally work alone and become successful. And in fact, people who actually become more successful than other people are people who use others. So they can work with other people, but they're using them to get to the top. Using them as their stepping stone. So we not become bad. Do you think that there's a person in this room who actually deserves to go to heaven? I'm not talking about the Christian vision of heaven. I mean, there are a lot of Christians who actually deserve to go to heaven. I don't want to go to heaven. I don't want to be praising God. Like, I would cause problems in heaven, to be honest with you. I'll cause problems. The first thing I'll do when I get to heaven is to ask where he is. Where is he? I'll be angry as fuck. Where is he? And when I see him, my fist will be like this, first, and then we start talking. Like, what the heck was that? Because that didn't make any sense, right? So yeah, I wouldn't want to go to heaven and be with God. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of. I don't agree with him. I think we're too damn different, right? So I'm not talking about the Christian vision of hell. I just mean like a place where everything is going well. Do you genuinely think that there's a human who actually deserves to be in that kind of a place? What do you think will happen if we were taken to a place that was perfect? Don't you think we'll fuck it up? Just like we're fucking everything up. Do you genuinely think that things wouldn't work in this world if we were all not messed up? Because the real problem is that we messed up, all of us. All of us are messed up. So do you think that if we were taken to heaven, we wouldn't destroy it and turn it into hell in the blink of an eye? In the blink of an eye, we would turn heaven into hell. So we're not learning anything. We're just trying to survive. Everything that we do, we're just trying to survive. People practicing fake spirituality, they're just trying to survive. People meditating 24/7, trying to survive. They're fed up with the world and they probably thought about ending things and like, what can I do? Okay, well, fine, let me just try to meditate. And then they started to meditate, and they got used to it and be like, okay, this is better actually. I must just become a monk because the world sucks, So they try to protect themselves from the world, and you know what I mean? People are trying to run away from suffering because life is suffering. Like, you know what? I'm going to stay away from everyone because, well, life itself is suffering. It's all about loose production. Everything is a trap. You get married, loose production. Love is like the biggest source of... like, we produce a lot of loose when we are in relationships. Huh? When we're married, we produce a lot of loose. The fights, the demiurge and the archons be like, okay, now they're married, these people. What can we do to cause a disagreement between them? To figure out a way to make you guys disagree with each other so that you will fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. Lose production. To bring a man into your life. You've suffered a lot in relationships. You're telling yourself that you're never going to be in a relationship again. Bring a man into your life. Now you're at peace. You're good. You have healed. Bring a man into your life because you weren't producing Loosh. And you feel like, damn, I found the perfect guy. Like you love him, and then they'll be like, now she's really in love. Let's make him misbehave now. Lose production. That's why I'm starting to think we must detach ourselves from a lot of things, right? Like, even the things that we think are good. I'm not saying we mustn't be in relationships, but you must know that anyone can be used in this matrix. Anyone can be used to hurt you. Anyone can be used to make you produce a lot of loosh. Anyone. Because you don't even know what the heck this is. People can come into your life and they seem good and whatever, and then they turn into monsters and you won't even believe. Like, how is that possible? Like, this person was good. Man, this person was good 3 months back, but now this is a real monster. Like, now this person is my number one enemy. Like, what the heck is going on here? Loose production. The Archons knew exactly what they were doing. That's what I'm telling you, that even in the afterlife, right, you got to expect to be manipulated. Some people think this is the end. I don't think this is the end. You gotta expect to be manipulated. Some beings are gonna come to you and seem like they are these loving beings. They're gonna be looking very beautiful, and you're gonna feel a lot of love for them, and then they manipulate you. That's how it works. It's all about loose production here. Our dreams. Why do we have fucked up dreams? Ever wondered why you have fucked up dreams? So your life sucks, right? We can say, okay, the reason why your life sucks is because there's what they call value alignment problem, right? You live in a world where people have different values, right? People have different values in this world. So to get your needs met is not going to be easy because people have different values. What if they don't want your needs to be met, or if for your needs to be met, you have to fight because everyone wants their needs to be met? You know what I mean? Everyone wants money. Everyone wants resources. So we're fighting for the same thing. So it's not easy to be happy because not everyone is going to get what they want because everyone is fighting to get what they want, right? You can explain suffering that way, right? But I mean, it's not that it really makes sense, but you can explain it that way, and I'll be okay to just let you get away with that explanation. But in your dreams, you are the only one there. Why do you still suffer? You gotta be God in your dream, bro. You gotta be having the best dreams that you can have, but you still suffer. You have nightmares. In fact, you actually suffer more in your dreams than you suffer in this realm. Because I have had dreams where I was catching a case and I was supposed to do life in prison. I've had dreams where something very horrible has happened to me, something that unbelievably horrible, happened to me. I've had dreams where I was being chased by these monsters, monsters that I've never even seen in this realm. I've had dreams where I lost everything. I've had dreams where I was about to get eaten by a lion. Like, what the heck do I even learn from that? Loosh production, bruh. We produce loosh even in our sleep because you feel scared. Ever waking up from a nightmare, you wake up and you're still scared and you just, I remember when I was young, I had this dream. I was still, it's one of the dreams that I remember having when I was like really young. At the time, I was still sleeping in the same bed with my mom. Like I was really young, maybe I was 5, right? So, we were in the street playing with my friend, and I think we were throwing a ball at each other. But somehow that ball turned into a snake and someone threw it at me. And then it hit my armpit and then I did this, like this. And then I woke up crying and said there was a snake here. My mom was like, no, there's no snake. I was like, no, there's a snake here. Snake, I cried. Like it might have taken her more than 10 minutes to, like, because I was strong even when I was a kid, plus, she didn't want to like force me to. So I was like this, crying until she was able to raise my arm and say, you see, there's nothing. But why did I have that dream? It's loose production. Scientists might say, hey, nightmares are created because of this and that, and like, chill. Let's stop making excuses for this realm. Like it wasn't supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to be having nightmares if we're supposed to be having a great time here. Like whatever created this will make sure that we don't have nightmares, so that we don't suffer. Like you don't want to suffer in this room and then suffer in your dreams. You must wake up with a smile every time because you've had a nice dream. You must wake up and just smile because you had a good dream. Not wake up and be horrified. Like, what the heck? Obviously something is wrong. Yes, we can lie to ourselves, because we lying to ourselves for whatever reason, but obviously something is really wrong. Like something is not right. It's all about loose production, bruh. You cannot tell me that there are no beings that are benefiting from our suffering. You can see that even when things are supposed to go well, something bad is supposed to happen to ensure that you produce Loosh. Like, you know what I mean? Things never go too well. There's always these problems that end up not making sense. You don't grow because you're facing these problems. It's just like someone is just watching you go through these problems, and they're having fun watching you going through these problems. It's not about you. It's like you're in a Truman Show or something. When I was young, because I think I produced a lot of Loosh when I was young than I do now. If something bad and I got very angry in the morning, let's just something bad happened, and I became very angry, like very, 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 very angry. I knew that around 5, or let me say between 3 and 7 p.m. something good is gonna happen. So let's just say something bad happens at 9, at 10, at 11, and I become very, 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 very angry. Something good is gonna happen later that day. It got to a point where I will expect good things to happen after bad things have happened that make me really angry. I would even feel it. You know, when something that makes you really, really angry happens, you even feel it when you're losing energy. Like you feel totally empty, right? I don't know if that happens to you. Like I can feel it when I've lost a lot of energy. I can feel it when I've lost a lot of Loosh. When I've given my Loosh away. So I could feel it that I'm empty. Like I'm actually empty right now. And the only thing that's left is pain. I'm just empty. There was something that was there that was keeping me alive. It's gone. Now I'm just empty, right? Later that day, something good is gonna happen. And my theory is that because I would have given these archons, these demons, these forces that are making sure that bad things happen, because I've given them a lot of Loosh, they're good, right? They're good. It's like if you milk the cow. If you got enough milk from it, you're not gonna want to milk it again later that day. You got enough milk from it, right? But if you didn't get enough milk from it, you're gonna have to milk it again later on. So they got enough Loosh. So they're gonna let me manifest my desired reality. But like, look, let him have a good time. Like, I mean, we good, What does he want? Oh, he want that girl. And we've been working so hard to make sure that he doesn't get that girl. You know what's gonna happen? She gonna call. Or they're gonna meet in the street and she's gonna smile. She's gonna smile at him, and it's gonna be up to him. If he's gonna be a coward, he's not gonna do anything about it, And you find that if you do something about it, you're getting, things are working in your favor. Oh, you wanted the PlayStation. We've been making sure that he doesn't get it. His uncle is gonna call him to give him the PlayStation. Like the things that they made sure that you didn't get because you were producing a lot of Loosh when you weren't getting this thing. Like, it is what it is. In fact, it's not even them who allow these things to happen. It's you. It's like, I think we do have the power to manifest reality. It's just that there are forces that are ensuring that we don't get what we want. That is why when you really want something, you don't get it. It's like to get something, you must act like you don't want it, or if you can convince these beings that are controlling this reality that you don't want anything, that's when you get the things that you want, because they don't know what to use to get Loosh from you, right? So, for an example, if you really, if there's some sneakers that you really, really want, you're like, if I had these sneakers, I'll be happy. Like these sneakers, it will be very hard for you to get them. You go to a shop and they're not there. You're like, damn, why are they not there? Like everyone is buying them. Like, what's going on? Loosh. These demons know, okay, if this person doesn't get this nigga, you want this person in your life, they're gonna make that person misbehave. You might find that you have manifested them, like they're supposed to be in your life, but because you really want them, and these archons know that if you can help this person, you would feel much better. Be like, no. If this person can have this person, they're not gonna produce a lot of loosh. Things are gonna work out so well in their life that they won't be producing a lot of loosh, and we don't want that to happen. So let's make sure that they don't get to be with this person, so that they'll produce a lot of loosh. Them wanting this person and not having them, they'll be producing a lot of loosh for us. Brilliant. That is why we have things when we don't want them anymore. You find that there's some chick that you wanted, but you ain't getting her, and then you don't give a shit. Now you're focusing on other things. That chick wants you. You're like, what the fuck? I used to tell my mom when I was young that I hate that I don't get things when I want them, when I truly want them. Because when I would want something, my mom would be like, don't worry, you're gonna have it one day. I'd be like, I want it now. Don't tell me I'm gonna have it one. I want it now. And then 2 years later, you get the thing that you wanted. You're like, I don't want it anymore. Now I want other things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really that important to me anymore. I remember when I wanted a piano. Whenever my mom or my dad would come back home, I'll be looking at them like, ain't they holding a piano? Because I told them that they must buy me a piano. And they're not holding a piano. And I'll be disappointed every day. But when you don't want these things anymore, now they are everywhere. Now you can get them without any effort. Like, nah, man, it's loosh. It's all about loosh production. We have the problems that we have so that we'll produce loosh for these evil beings that, well, they might not really be evil, but to us they are, And the reason why I would say they're not really, it's because maybe there's no other way for them to survive, They don't know what to do. Just like us humans, we eat crops, we eat animals, to trap. I think even these beings, these demons that are feeding off negative energy, they were programmed to feed off negative energy. Maybe by beings that are also feeding off negative energy. So they're feeding off a negative energy from them. But the whole thing is about energy. It's like a car, for an example. It needs energy to move, right? A lot of things have to happen. So there's hierarchy. Maybe we're at the bottom, we're producing energy at the bottom, and then there's a level above, and then there's another level, but it's loosh for something to work, maybe for this whole thing to work, right? But it's about loosh production. If it wasn't about loosh production, they wouldn't be suffering. And I told you that when you're suffering, like really suffering, you lose a lot of energy, and you feel that you're losing a lot of energy. I think we produce a lot of loosh when we're suffering emotionally. I used to wonder why. We've been told a lot about people who perform rituals. Some people who believe that they must sacrifice animals. They're not supposed to analyze this animal in a way that's humane, right? The animal must feel a lot of pain. It must be afraid. They must try to make it experience a lot of fear. It's because it's not really about the physical pain that they'll experience. It's about the emotions that they're going to feel. Okay, I'm about to get unalived. And they might not make it painless. They might make it very painful. When I was growing up, they used to tell us that we must not talk to strangers because they want young people that they can use for these things. And they will tell us that, and they torture you first. They torture you first. It's not like they just take you out like that. No, they torture you first, so that you suffer a lot. And it's not about physical, like it's not about you suffering physically, emotionally. The things that they do to you, they'll try to scare you. They'll show you things. Sometimes they'll act like they're about to, and then they don't. So that you experience a lot of fear. You're releasing a lot of energy. Why do they even perform these rituals? So that these beings will be fed. And these beings are going to be like, we're going to help you because you are giving us what we want. You see? We want Loosh, and you are making it easy for us to get Loosh. What do you want? Okay, maybe we'll leave you alone. We're going to allow you to manifest your desired reality. All we want from you is that you do this to other people so that we'll get Loosh, because we can't do it ourselves. You see, that's why I was telling you that they use, it's not like these beings can manifest themselves into this world and then they start to torture you like that. No, it doesn't work like that. What they do is block your blessings. Let me put it that way. They block your blessings, but they can't really physically come into this realm and influence you. And I think they use those who are operating at a very low level of consciousness, because those who are operating at a very low level of consciousness, they are still, they are not in touch with their true selves. You know what I mean? With their true desires. Like, they don't even want to be free from this realm. They want things to be the way that they are. So they do whatever they're programmed to do in this realm. But when you're conscious, you question everything. You question unaliving animals. You're like, damn, that's, you know what I mean? You question hating other people. Like, but this person has been so good to me. Why should I hate them? Why should I abandon this person? After this person has been in my life for a very long time, now I must, switch up on them. Like, nah. But those who are operating at a low level of consciousness, they can just switch up on people easily. Once, when these archons influence them to feel a certain way, they just feel that way. Especially if it's an alignment with their animalistic, animalistic behavior. Like, if there's alignment, boom, they're just gonna behave in a way that's animalistic, because these beings are making them want to behave in that way. So we need to keep our eyes open. That's why I'm saying now we need to be very careful. 2025, try to be as careful as possible, because anyone can be used. Anyone. That's what I've learned. Anyone can be used for your ass to produce Loosh. That's why you mustn't be too trusting. That's why I was telling you that focus more on detaching yourself, so that even when these entities use other people to get Loosh from you, it's not going to be that easy for them. They're not going to be that successful. Yes, you will produce some Loosh, but it's not going to be a lot of Loosh. And maybe they'll leave you the fuck alone because they realize that they're not getting a lot of Loosh from you. I remember telling y'all that if you produce a lot of Loosh for these beings, they might come in large numbers, because you are producing the best Loosh. But like, no, there's a guy in South Africa. His name is Benedictine. That guy, bro. Like, have you ever tried his Loosh? They find that they're discussing about you, right? Have you ever tried his? That guy produced the best Loosh, man. You find that they travel. Yeah, they travel from very far just to come and test your Loosh. So they make sure that you suffer so that they can test you. So you gotta try your best to detach yourself. Some people think that when I say they must detach themselves, like I'm being selfish or I want people to be cold. No. It's about Loosh production, bro. Like, the more you care, the more you produce Loosh. You're not really supposed to be caring about these things that this matrix is giving us, because you can see that it's a messed up reality anyway. So why should you really care? What you must care about is freeing yourself. If you produce Loosh because you're trying to free yourself, that's better. That's better. The whole process now should be about unloving this world. Like, that's what you should be working on. You must work on unloving this world because you love it. That's how it's able to hurt you. It's because you love it. Somehow you love it. That's why some of y'all be like, only if I had money, only if I had this, only if I had that, I'll be. Yeah, that's loving this realm. But it needs to get to a point where you're like, I don't care, man. I don't care anymore. It is what it is, you know. Because here's the thing, this ain't the only reality that there is to experience. I think we are really eternal and we're trapped in this hellish realm, and we need to grow and become more and more detached, because we can see that something is really wrong. You know, it's so damn obvious. It's like it's beyond obvious. You know, it's beyond obvious, bro. In a world that's good, things that are happening wouldn't be happening. You can see that love doesn't exist here. You can see that we bully those who are at the bottom. We eat those who are, you know what I mean? We worship power, those who are on top. Those are the people we worship. It doesn't matter if they're right. It doesn't matter if they're wrong. These are the people who are willing to do anything for, even if they are not good people. You can see that that is messed up. You don't need some aliens to come and tell you that that is messed up. You just look at the world and ask yourself, is this really what I want? Is this the world that I had in mind? You realize it's not the world that you had in mind. You realize that something is really, really wrong. Something is really, really off. What is it about if it's not about Loosh production? It's a school. Even if some aliens came and told you that this is a school, it wouldn't mean that that will actually be the truth. It will mean that they want you to think that it is a school so that you will produce a lot of Loosh trying to pass. You're not listening. And some people tell you that they're channeling some aliens. They're saying that this is a school. Like, hey, I might be trapped here as a human, but I'm still consciousness. You know, I am consciousness, bro. I can, you know what I mean? Like, if these aliens are trying to fuck with me, I can rise to their level because I am consciousness and they're also consciousness. So we can battle on that level. I can stop being human for a second and reason as consciousness itself. And I will see what actually makes sense. So they cannot tell me that this is a school. It's not a school. It's obvious that it's not a school, right? They might want us to believe that it's a school. It's obvious that the story is about devil and God. That's BS. It's all about Loosh, bruh. It's all about Loosh. It's about people believing that they're supposed to be doing something to free themselves. Like, oh, you gotta praise God, you gotta praise Jesus, believe this, believe that. That's when you'll be set free. You find that these people are suffering, but they have hope. They go through hell. Sometimes they feel completely helpless. They feel like nothing can work out, but then when their pastor calls them and be like, oh, everything is gonna be okay, they feel better while they're producing a lot of Loosh. You know, the whole thing is about you producing Loosh without giving up. Basically, without detaching yourself, without saying, okay, I'm going to pursue real spirituality because the world really sucks. I can see that it does suck. You know, it's about you being too detached while you're suffering. It's about you hugging a tree of thorns and someone telling you, yeah, you're doing the right thing. There's something that you're going to benefit from hugging this tree of thorn, and you don't let go, even though it's hurting you. It's about that. It's really about that. You know, you find yourself justifying nonsense. You find yourself justifying nonsense. That's why when you debate with Christians, it's unbelievable. The things that they be saying, you're like, what? Like some Christian that I was debating with in the comment or in a video that I published last was like, damn. Loosh. It's all about Loosh. Nothing else. Nothing less, nothing more. Loosh. So we must keep our eyes open. And we must not allow ourselves to fall into traps. You know, this world is a world of deception. Things ain't what they seem. So you gotta protect your energy however you can. You know, even when things are not going your way, try to protect your energy. Realize that it's about Loosh production. You know, sometimes we blame ourselves for things. Hey, if only I did things differently, things would have. It's Loosh, bruh. Even if you did things differently, you would regret doing things differently. But like, I should have done things, the way that you've done things, and it didn't work out. Only if I used this route, things would have worked out. Even if you use that route, things wouldn't have worked out, and you're gonna wish you used the other route. It's loose production. It's a trap. You're not where you are if you're suffering because you've made bad decisions and all. No matter what decision you would have made, you still have found yourself in the same trap. It's about loosh. You gotta produce loosh for these beings. They want loosh. Without you producing loosh, they won't survive. It's how the whole thing has been set up. So you keep your eyes open. Stop giving the matrix the loosh. Yes, it's not easy to not worry when bad things happen. Yeah, it's not easy to not suffer when bad things happen, but you can make yourself suffer less when you detach yourself. You suffer less when you detach yourself, by the way. It's just hard to detach yourself. Like, the process is not easy. But once you successfully detach yourself, you suffer less. You're gonna have peace. So you gotta work on detaching yourself from the things that are causing you suffering, that are making you produce loosh. Because some of these beings that are getting loosh from you, they don't know other ways to get loosh from you. They might be using the same way to get loosh from you. Finally, they don't know how else to get loosh from you. But like, okay, this one, we're gonna get loosh from them by making them fight with their relatives. That's how we get loosh from them. We know how to make them fight with their relatives, right? Oh, this one, we're gonna get loosh from them when we make their relationships to not work. Yeah, that's how we do it. Oh, this one, we're gonna get loosh from them by making sure that they do not get a job. Oh, this one, we're gonna get loosh from them by making sure that maybe people bully them. Gonna make sure that's how we get loosh from them. This one, we're gonna get loosh from them by making sure that they don't have friends, that are alone. Yeah, that's how we get loosh from them. They doubt themselves. They feel like they're not good enough. That's why they do not have friends. This and that. Oh, this one is a musician. We're gonna make sure that they don't get any listeners. That's how we get loosh from them. They're gonna be as dope as they come, but no listeners. Yeah, that's how we get loosh from them. They don't get the loosh in every way. So you get to figure out how these entities are getting loosh from you, and try to starve them. They're getting loosh from you through relationships. Just you can be alone and still be eyed. You don't have to be in a relationship. Find something that's gonna replace that. If it's using some people in your life, stay the F away from them. Family, like if it's using your family, you know what I mean? Whatever this thing is using, whatever this matrix is using to get loosh from you, figure that out and try to detach yourself. You become more powerful when you feel whole. You see, when you're detached, that's when you feel whole. When you're attached, it's like a part of you is somewhere else, you see? But when you are not attached to anything, it's like you're whole, right? You're whole, you're complete, you are yourself. You are Benedictine the truth. You are Henry, you are Bella, you are John, you are Victoria. So really, we gotta stop being too attached in this realm. It is really a messed up realm. We must realize that and stop telling ourselves lies in order to justify this nonsense. I understand that sometimes it's not easy to feel the way that we want to feel if we like truly acknowledge the truth, But we gotta grow up. We gotta become more and more conscious. We gotta stop telling ourselves lies. There isn't much to benefit from these lies. It's just instant gratification, really. In the long run, we suffer because of that, because of the lies that we tell ourselves. So, learn to be integrous. Learn to stand for the truth. Learn to detach yourself from nonsense. Besides, if you don't learn to detach yourself, I think you still be an energetic mesh to this thing, even after you've passed away. You'll still feel like there's something that you gotta do. Like, I didn't finish my lessons, or I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Like, nah, you gotta detach yourself. You gotta know that you've done things the way that you were supposed to do things, because you weren't even here to learn anything anyway. You are being manipulated in every way possible. So open your eyes. Thank you all, guys.